Hello everybody, or in this case, good morning. Starting off at nice and early, about 5:30 or so in the morning. And guess what? I am not taking any of these vehicles. There's no rental car in sight, but there is this town car that's running, trying to burn off some of this wet stuff off of it. So we're actually having a pretty cold Monday morning, and yeah, for beginning of August when I'm filming this is unusual. We were having like 90-degree days. So anyway, gonna let it warm up a little bit. Looks like the rear defrost is starting to kick in, and yeah, you guys asked for it. You guys told me on more than one occasion, oh, why don't you take your town car on my bi-weekly work trips. And the truth of the matter is, I love driving this car. I actually miss driving this car. But at the same time, I am trying to balance out. There's a nice moon over there. I'm trying to balance out, driving my car, which I'm not babying it, and I'm not, thinking that it's going to be a museum piece someday. I'm just trying to balance out between enjoying, the newer cars and just experimenting with driving my own. So look at this, 62 degrees. That's unusual for this time. Oh, there you go. Yeah, look at that. I'm even gonna need to have my headlights on for at least a little bit. All right, yeah, so it's about 5:34 right now. All right, so I do have a kind of a sort of a full tank right now, but I did drive it from a full tank 42 miles. So I will reset this. And I will reset this, as always. Okay, 275. I mean, I have about 230 some miles to work, so not a big deal. Okay, hey, average fuel, look at that. It's doing better now than that 4Runner. So how is that possible? I have no idea, but we will reset this too. And all right, and we'll be heading out. There you go, 106,000. 384 miles, by the way. I will need to snap a picture of that, done, for mileage reimbursement. And yeah, let's head out, and then I'll fill you in as the day progresses. All right, so we've hit the open road. 13 miles to Dixon, 23 miles to Rock Falls, and about another hour and a half of total driving. And I think so far I've hit, I drove about 100 miles or so. Let's see here, 104 miles, if you guys can see that. They got the sun right in the back, so it might be washing away the display. Well, in any case, what can I tell you? From the moment I left, got about halfway. We're about halfway there. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It is surprisingly chilly morning. I mean, it actually became colder. It's 58 degrees out there. It's 2nd of August that I'm filming it, and I'll obviously be posting it much later. But man, it is cold in relationship to what it was before. But I enjoy it. I would rather be cold than hot. I'm one of those guys. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact that I was born in Belarus, which a lot of you probably think it's Russia. It's not. It's close, but it's not. But no, we did not have polar bears walk the streets. Actually, the weather there, actually, where I was born at least, it's quite mild and actually way less humid. But as far as the temperatures go, we don't have Siberia everywhere. But in any case, you don't need me to tell you that these town cars are second to none when it comes to the feel on the highway. I mean, this is, so far I drove 4 rental cars for my exploration of rental cars. Well, we started off with Chevy Spark, which was interesting to say the least. Then we hit it up with some Volkswagen Jetta, which was very nice to drive, quick. We're gonna have to overtake this thing. It's pretty slow, so you guys trained me well, changing lanes, going into the passing lane. He's hauling some sort of a mini tractor thing. All right, so we're gonna overtake, and then we're gonna put on our turn signal, and we're gonna go back here. Anyway, yeah, the Volkswagen Jetta was quite an interesting car to drive. Really quick, really responsive. It's that German engineering. You know, you can argue about its reliability and how a little thing can cost a lot of money to fix because it's all the sensors and all the German over complication. But I enjoy driving it. I would drive it again if given a chance. Chevy Spark, I would skip. Then we went with Nissan Versa. Very forgettable car for a lot of reasons. Yeah, not a whole lot to say, but. And then we spent 2 weeks with a 4Runner, which I enjoyed quite a lot. So, and now we're doing this. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy driving this. Now, the 4Runner was interesting because it was powerful. It was, as far as powerful, not fast, but, you know, it drove like a Mack truck. I mean, it drove like one of these things. At least that's how I felt. I felt like I'm hauling a big oil rig behind me, and then it's sucking it dry. So, but it felt real good. I mean, driving it, very kind of similar to the Town Car, believe it or not. I mean, I know they're not the same. I get it. They're not, but at the same time, I enjoyed it a lot, and I wasted more gas than I had to. But if given that car again, I would drive it too. I really love it. So now we're down here. So smooth, quiet, comfy seats. Speaking of seats, at first you know, this little thing caught me off guard that the passenger airbag is off, but then I guess my backpack must be heavier than average because it's triggering the thing to think that there's a person there not buckled up. But I do have a new development to share with you, and it seems like my climate controls developed a problem. So look at this. So right now it's 58 degrees outside. I got the air on, just, you know, it's no AC, just the regular air. But I realized when I set off today from home that there's an issue. So at first I had it on the defrost, right? Because it was, you know, the moisture, all the condensation. So I started driving it and I had it on the window setting, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's weird. Why is the air coming out of the dash when I have it on the defrost, on the setting where it should be coming from these vents here? So I started playing around with it, and it looks like the thing developed a problem with like the actuators, like with the little flappy doors that send air either here, there on the feet, or there for the defrost, or there for the little ones. So check this out. So we'll go through this with you. So I mean, I obviously have a lot of still ground to cover, but don't worry, I'm paying attention to the road. I'm you know, every once in a while, if you feel like my phone is pointing, you know, wherever it's pointing to, that's because I am paying attention to the road and not to the phone. So anyway, so right now it's on the dash setting, so it should be blowing air into my face. It is currently blowing air, what feels like, on my feet. So that's one problem. All right. So, all right, looks like we will need to pause for a second and overtake this truck. Okay. So, yeah, so that's a problem. So now we're going to switch to the bi-level. So, okay, now the light you can see a lot better. So now it should be blowing on my feet, which it still is, and out of the dash, and there's the problem. It's barely blowing anything out of the dash. So I can feel it, but it's not doing it like it was before. So now we're gonna switch to the feet setting. All right, well, it's not blowing out of the dash anymore, and I don't know where it's coming out of, to be honest with you. I feel it a little bit on my feet. I guess if I was wearing my classic sock and sandal combination. Yeah, so the feet setting, honestly, I rarely ever use it. So then we're gonna use the feet and the defrost. So let's see what happens now. All right, nothing out. Look, it's blowing out of the dash a little bit more. So, and still nothing on the defrost. Yeah, nothing. So I'm putting my hand there. So then, if I hit it all the way up to defrost, and now it's blowing nice and powerful through the vents here, through the dash. So, which leaves me in a problem. Now, I can deal with the buttons here being all screwed up, and I understand why. I mean, it's the little doors that are trying to open and close. They're stuck, or they're not closing all the way, not opening all the way, and they're not switching the levels like they should be. But that will create a problem come winter time when I need to defrost, the window living in northern Illinois. That's my biggest concern, because I can live with, using the defrost button for the windows. I mean, for the dash to get the AC. On a day like today, I don't need it. But if I hit the AC button now, I mean, it's working. So it's coming out of the dash quite nicely. So it does look like the little flappy doors are not activating on the defrost, and that's going to be the biggest issue. So I'm going to check to see how it's going to go. I'm not going to, it's just, I'm on my work trip, so I'm not going to go to a local mechanic and have them do anything, because it would require them probably to rip open the dash. And I know there's a lot of you that posted videos of how to fix it. I know that the whole blend door thing, the little motor that's sitting there, I don't have the skill set or the knowledge, and I am afraid of messing something up, so I'm not going to opening up my dash. I will rely on a mechanic to do it if or when it will become a real problem. Now, in the summertime, it's not an issue, and I guess if I had to pick, I would rather have it go on the defrost setting, to work properly, because that, if I would just, had I known that it's an issue, I would have just left it on the defrost and had it break on the defrost setting. Although if it's 100 degrees out there, which as recent as a few days ago it was, that would also create a problem, because I do want that AC blowing on my face. So, all right, anyway, I guess I can't win either way. So that's a new problem. I did not have it as recent as, a few days ago. Yeah. Well, I guess it'll give my channel more content. As far as everything else goes, it works fine. There's no moisture in the headlights. I checked this morning I didn't check, but I did check over the weekend. Everything seems to work fine. I do want to still hit the gas here when to kind of do my standard, 70 to 100 test, or whatever kind of test I've been doing with some of these rental cars, just to experience, how fast it can go. Obviously, I don't have access to a track, but it does look like there's some road construction signs up ahead, so not going to be doing that in the road construction. Yeah, so maybe I'll pause it here and then I'll come right back. All right, road construction behind us. Let's do it. So I'm actually accelerating from that road construction now. The electronic speedometer is probably all washed away, so can't see it. But anyway, I do have a semi-truck behind me, which you guys probably can't see it. All right, let's do it. All right, downshift. Wow, it goes. Now keep in mind, I'm keeping an eye on the road. Wow. And that's what shocks me about this car. It's not the fact that it can go over 100 miles an hour. I knew that before. But how smoothly, how uneventful it is for this car. For this engine to push this car. It didn't even sound like it was like that it was accelerating. You can kind of see and feel my excitement over this. Comparing it to a Spark, comparing it to a Versa. I mean, yes, comparing it to that 4Runner, even though it has one extra gear in the transmission. All those vehicles, they felt like they were struggling. This thing, nothing. It felt downshift. I don't know. I mean, it probably downshifted into third. Maybe. No, it probably wasn't in the second. So I'm guessing in the third. And yeah, that's it. It just quietly, uneventful, It keeps pushing. Now, maybe someday when I feel a little bit more, adventurous, I will try and hit the top speed. No promises there, because once again, I'm not doing this to push the limit. Not looking for a reason to get arrested or get my license suspended or anything like that, or get a ticket. Worst case scenario. But I am doing it, for for my own entertainment, I guess, and for my little exploration. Is that a fire? It's like a cloud that's like raising out, or some smoke. All right, well, I don't know, maybe. So anyway, yeah. So that's the beauty of these cars. Like, yeah, they're not fast, so 0 to 60 or 70 to 100 or whatever. Yeah, that you will not win in a race unless, you're racing a Mitsubishi Mirage or something, or a Chevy Spark that sounded like it was going to blow up. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It's the quiet. It's the powerful silent type. This is this vehicle, and obviously when it's cruising at 79 at this point, or 80 or whatever, yeah, I mean, it is a pleasure to drive. So, climate control issue aside, it's doing very well. It probably killed my MPGs a little bit, but I was getting, let's see, okay, 185 miles to empty, 22.2 miles per gallon. Now it'll probably drop, but I mean, it's doing better than the 4Runner with its V6, and I noticed that, when I was driving that thing for 2 weeks. So yeah, that thing was not very efficient, and with a V6, but probably more heavier than this. It's like a big block. All right, well, let me overtake these folks, and maybe we'll wrap up this segment. All right, got a wide opening ahead of me. Let's hit it one more time. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. This is absolutely freaking amazing how this thing accelerates. And the funny part about this whole thing is that you don't need to drive this car fast to have the best time. And I will get back into my lane. That's the thing. Like, you get the most enjoyment out of driving this thing at 75 to 85 miles an hour. Now, the one thing that I do miss, from all the more modern cars that I drove, is that laser guided cruise control. Here we have the good old-fashioned dummy cruise control, and you just set it, and it's going to drive itself until you either stop it or you hit something. Where the modern ones, when I say modern ones, it's that 4Runner that had the laser guided one, where it would slow down and speed up based on what's ahead of you. And the only other car that I had this thing in is my former boss's. I think it was a 2017 Toyota Prius. It was a white one that I took. Everything else just had normal cruise control. And that's, on these longer trips, semi-long trips. It's not very long. 3.5 hours one way, it's not too long. But yeah, the rest of this stuff, like having a screen here, I don't really care. It's convenient to have the Android Auto navigation thing. Not necessary. All the safety features, like the lane keep assist that I had on a couple cars already, I turned those off. They're really annoying. I don't know how the sensitivity is way too sensitive. I don't need it. The blind spot monitor, the little lights that go on here, unless they beep or do something annoying, I'm fine with it. But yeah, the lane keep assist so far has been the most annoying one that I just turn off. But yeah, it's that cruise control. I would love to have that in whatever my next vehicle is, which chances are it's not going to have it, because I'm going to end up with another, Cadillac, Lincoln, Buick, something that, although Cadillac currently, I think the newer ones do offer it, but plus the Super Cruise, right? As we all hear about the Super Cruise being the next big thing when it's widely available. yeah, but other than that, I mean, yeah, you got everything you need. I'm gonna have to sort out this. What I'm gonna do is the next time I need an oil change is I will ask my mechanic to see what he can do with this. I don't know if that whole thing is his specialty or not. And all it is, it's the defrost. I really want my defrost back. So I'll ask about that, to do the oil change. And I think I do need front brake pads. I don't know, possibly rotors, because when I drive with the windows down, it does squeak a little. So it's starting to squeak. The rear ones I changed about 1.5 years ago, but the front ones, when I got it, it was, I was told at the time I don't need it. But other than that, I tell you, it's a great pleasure to drive. I got my leather covered steering wheel here that I stitched on myself. Real nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a little turn off, not gonna lie, but I got my wood here if I feel like I need it. And I got the leather stuff here, so yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't wanna, you know, gun it top speed just yet. But I will one of these days, and I'll film it. But yeah, for right now, just cruising at 80. It's a beautiful thing. See you when we get there. All right, well, it looks like I found a partner in crime. There's a Chevy Impala that we've been kind of, I don't want to say playing, but we are definitely having some fun. So here we go. This is the time. All right, well. Yeah, and that's the problem, because I'm gonna start getting into trouble if I go any faster. So, so we're all right. 100, what was that? 108, something like that. Now I could have probably pushed it a little more, but then once again we're getting into some dangerous territory. Don't want to do that. But yeah, there was a white Chevy Impala that had it been you know, one of those older police style Impalas, yeah, I would have crapped my pants. But that's for some reason, police never really adopted Chevy, you know, the last Chevy Impala, so I knew it wasn't the cops. So yeah, we were kind of going, you know, 90, 95, kind of staying, you know, close. And then I was like, screw it, let's do it. All right, so there you go. That's about as fast as I went in a town car for now. All right, folks. So we had a good day at work, trying to get some gas here, and luckily there hasn't really been a whole lot of bugs. I mean, there's been a few, but nothing near what it was the first couple times I took it out. So this is, I think, my third trip in this town car. Yeah, I mean, a few bugs, but nothing major. More crap than anything else, and I haven't even washed it yet. So what can I tell you? This thing is a beast on the road, but you already knew that. Yep, rims are still flex sealed as they should be. Well, no, not as they should be, but as they are. Yeah, I mean, having a lot of fun. Not having a lot of fun gassing up. Look at these prices. Now, keep in mind, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. But look at these prices. Especially the premium one was $3.99. Let's see, where's their sign? Oh wow, there's no. Well, you can kind of see there, but they didn't advertise the most expensive one. So maybe when it ends, I'll show you some of these prices. And you see, we're in the core country here, so it contains up to 10% ethanol. Yeah, holy moly, look at that. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. A little Mustang there. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at these prices. $3.95. Yeah, not good. I guess the one negative side of driving your own car, I mean, they do give you mileage reimbursement, but you do have to pay for the gas yourself. So mileage reimbursement won't come for you know, a little bit, well, until the end of the month or beginning of next one, but you got to pay out of your own pocket for this kind of stuff. So yeah, there you go, 227 miles, 338 empty. Look, 21.6, so way better than the 4Runner with the V6. Yeah, so there you have it. I guess since you guys like seeing this car so much compared to my rental cars, maybe I'll film on the way back. We'll see. But till next time, we will see ya.